Hare Hare. Om Agyante Mrandasya Gyananjanashilakya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Madhusudnaya Bapuji Iti Namine. Namaste Madhusudnaya Bhaktipad Priyayate Durlabha Krishna Bhakti Ati Sarvakarine. So Hare Krishna everyone. Today we will continue with the Bhagavad Gita, third chapter. Today we will move to Shlok number 17. So 3.17. And this is continuation from yesterday, where yesterday Lord Krishna was telling Arjuna that one who does not perform sacrifices, right, it is like being unthankful. They are not following the constitution of the human birth. So, in today's slok in 3.17, Krishna is saying that but for one who takes pleasure in the self, whose human life is one of self-realization, and who is satisfied in the self only, fully satiated, for him there is no duty. So over here, Krishna is saying what we have been learning over the last few days. What Krishna was describing about the Vedas and the duties to offer sacrifice. It is for those who are not on this path of realizing the self. But what is the true path of realizing the self? Because anybody can say anything, that I am realizing the self by meditating. Well, then guess what? Hiranyakashipu, he meditated for 10,000 years. He was standing on one leg. There was fire coming out of his body. The flesh and the muscle from his body had all evaporated. He had become just a skeleton. And who came at the end of that? Lord Brahma came. Why? Because he was walking on his own path. He was creating his own path for self-realization. So what is this path of self-realization that Krishna is talking about over here? That is understanding the supreme truth. In 4.32 in the next chapter, this is third chapter, so in fourth chapter, in the 32nd shlok, Krishna is going to say that tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevya uptakshite te jnanam jnanistata. So Krishna is saying that approach a bona fide spiritual master. Now, who is a bona fide spiritual master? A bona fide spiritual master is one who has come down from the disciplic succession through the Guru Parampara, all the way from Krishna. That is important. Today, there are many self-made gurus that, oh, I am now a guru. Or their disciples decide that, oh, he is now guru, and they even call themselves, disciples call their spiritual master that he is an incarnation of God or that he is God. What do you mean? When Krishna was born, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he manifested on this earth. He did not live the first 20, 30 years, made some following, and then that everyone declared that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is not a title that you earn by doing some deeds or by getting some large following. But you are born, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is manifested. He manifests in that body. And everyone from birth knows that this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is not that you have lived 20, 30 years, gathered some following, and now your followers are saying you are God, and you do not even decline that and you accept that. There's one Baba who says that I am Kalki Avatar. So just keep my photo in front of you and worship me. Right? But that is not the path of self-realization. Today, in this Kali Yuga, people are very smart. But in the matter of finding a true spiritual master, a bona fide spiritual master, we all become dumb. We do not know what is the reality. Sorry, we know the reality, but we do not want to accept because we think that he only is a guru, he or she is a guru if they can fulfill our wishes. There are so many Babas that you go there, people will tell you also that my life was horrible. I barely had any money to eat, I barely had any savings. But one day, someone took me to this Babaji. And after that day, I went and told that Baba, I'm very, very troubled in my life. I have no money. I cannot even afford any food. I don't know how I will feed my family. I have no money to pay rent. And that Baba gave me his blessings. He kept his hand on my back, on my head. And since that day, I have just grown and grown. Today, everybody keep your hand on your heart and ask yourself, do I go to the temple or to have darshan of Krishna? Do I go just to ask for something or do I go to meet Krishna over there? Or do we go door to door asking for the same thing and whichever Baba or demigod fulfills our wishes, our faith becomes stronger in that demigod, in that Baba. This one lady devotee was talking about her Guru Maharaj, and she was saying that I was so troubled. I was big believer of Sai Baba, and I happened to go to this place where this Baba was there, and my dad was suffering from cancer. So I was just going door to door looking for who can give my dad some blessing so that he doesn't feel the pain. And so I went to this Babaji, and I was sitting there. And I didn't even say anything. And he walked up to me and he kept his hand on my head and he said, "Don't worry, your father will be fine." And he told me, "Bring him on Sunday." So I brought my dad on Sunday to that same person, to that same Babaji. And he blessed him personally. And then my dad started to get better. And the treatment also didn't hurt him too much. And then after my dad became better, I went back over there as a thank you. And then that Babaji looked at me and he called me Sai Ki Chamchi. And that's because I used to believe so much in Sai Baba. So that was Sai Baba telling me that you go to this other Babaji. Right? Like people are making up all of these kinds of things. Why? Because their wish got fulfilled. If their wish would not have been fulfilled, then they wouldn't have been saying the same things. They probably would have said, "Oh, this Baba is a dongi. He didn't fulfill my wish. He cannot do anything." Right? So, although we are all very smart people in this Kali Yuga, everyone has access to the internet, everyone Googles everything, everyone is smart in investing money in cryptocurrency, in the stock market, making a lot of money. How can I make millions of dollars? Everyone knows that. But when it comes time to find a bona fide spiritual master, we over there start acting dumb. We start acting like we do not know what the path of self-realization is. We will go to a Babaji who will tell us you can eat everything, you can eat non-veg, just have a clean heart. How does that work? How can you kill another living being? That living being also is a part and parcel of Krishna. How can you kill that body just to eat their flesh? So when it comes to finding a bona fide spiritual master, as Krishna is going to say in that 4.32, that approach a bona fide spiritual master, serve him, surrender to him, and then submissively inquire about the supreme truth. And they will give you that knowledge, for they have understood. So, in our quest to find this bona fide spiritual master, rather than trying to find one who will show us the path towards the supreme truth, towards Krishna, we find someone who maybe we can connect with. We find someone who maybe gives us the freedom to do whatever we want. We find someone who will give us blessings so that our life gets turned upside down and we just grow and grow and grow and become very a big personality materially. But that's where we should continue to use the same smartness that we use at our work or in our life or in the world. We need to understand, at least try and learn that who is a bona fide spiritual master. Guide the people into the right direction. That look, this is what the Bhagavad Gita is saying. This is what Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad Gita about a bona fide spiritual master. And this is who we should be following. We should educate as many people as possible, and then it is up to them whether they want to approach a bona fide spiritual master or just any spiritual master. That is the big difference. We need to become smart even in this. We should not have blind faith. Because if it is a matter of blind faith, then Krishna would have just been speaking and singing the Bhagavad Gita, and Arjuna would have just been listening. But no, Arjuna has asked questions in here. Wherever he did not understand something, Krishna, please explain more. Krishna, you please guide me on this topic. So over here, Krishna is showing us that how we need to approach a bona fide spiritual master, how we need to submissively inquire. It's not that we show up, hey, Guru Maharaj, tell me about this, hey, tell me about that. No, it's submissively, with respect. And if someone tells you, oh, you can eat meat, or you can drink alcohol as long as your heart is clean. There are various paramparas, no doubt about it. And they may be right in their own aspect. But this knowledge, because even Krishna is saying over here, the self-realization, and that too learning about the original self, that who am I? I am the part and parcel of Krishna. When a mother gives birth to us, we are in her stomach. We are in her belly. And we are born through her belly. So similarly, with Krishna, we are actually not born through him. We are part of him. We did not come through Krishna. We are part of Krishna. But we have our own identity. When a baby is born from a mother, he's not born just from the mother alone. There's also a father. And Krishna says that I am the seed-giving father. Then he also says that I am the father of all of the living beings. So Krishna is explaining that in the Bhagavad Gita. So he's saying that one who is walking on this path of realizing the self, the supreme, the goal of life, and understanding that supreme truth, For him, he doesn't have to follow all of these duties, what Krishna was describing, performing those sacrifices to the demigods, pleasing the demigods, serving the demigods. In fact, earlier in the week, we spoke about that when Krishna had manifested and he was in Vrindavan, when everybody was cooking to go offer bhoga, offer foodstuff to Indradev, right? That's why the Govardhan Leela happened, because Krishna said, no, you are all my devotees, you are all part of me. And when you are with me, I cannot let you do something that the scriptures are recommending because you are above that. When Krishna says that for him there is no duty, for who? For one who has understood that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and everything that we do is offered as a devotional service to Krishna. For them, there is no duty to worship the demigods or to try and please the demigod, because the demigods automatically get pleased when we worship Krishna. They look at the devotees who are praying to Krishna or chanting Krishna's name, serving Krishna, performing devotional service for Krishna. They look at those human beings and they are so happy, so elated, and they say that, look at this human. They are completely making use of their valuable human life. The demigods also pray for a life that they can become a human and chant Krishna's name and serve Krishna personally. So we have received this golden opportunity. So we should take the most advantage of this. But Krishna is not saying that there is no duty at all, that a devotee of Krishna does not have any devotee, or sorry, any duty. A devotee of Krishna has double or triple duty because they have to take care of their devotional service, of their chanting, of their family, of their material life, of their work. Right? Krishna is not saying that for a devotee there's no duty at all, you just go and sit in the corner and I will provide what you need. Krishna will provide what we need, but we have to work for it. He is not saying that there is no duty at all for a devotee. There is no duty in the aspect of praying to the demigods, performing sacrifices to demigods, or pleasing the demigods. Because for the devotees, Krishna, he himself approves every single thing that occurs in a devotee's life. He personally approves that. That's why he says, Yogaksham Vahamiham. Like he personally provides what we require and he personally protects what we have. So, whatever happens, we should be happy about that and know that there is something that Krishna has planned for us which we cannot see right now. And in that, we should keep trying, and Krishna will show us the way. So, with that, we will end here and then we'll continue next week. Before we end, we'll chant together Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Hare Krishna.